Strawberries. Forgive me for eating in front of you, but that's pretty good. Yeah, do your best. Where are we at? And I'm going to have to cut here in a minute. Dr. Morse, oh, this is this whole thing. Why do you seem overweight and all this kind of stuff like that? Well, when you're overweight, you're not eating all right, are you? Did you have to ask that question? You didn't have to ask it, did you? You already knew. Thanks, JG. I like it when you're sitting beside me, JG. You're a good guy. Do you recommend getting a colonoscopy to see what is what, and if there is something significant going on in there? Are they important? That's M. Carbone 4. Hi, sweetheart. You know, I recommend you just put your attention on your health, because I've had people get really hurt by colonoscopies. If you have a real thin bowel wall, you can get damaged. I have people that do it that hurt people. So I don't know what I think about them. I mean, you know, you're looking in the canal, if you see a polyp hanging down, okay. Anything on the wall is easy to clean off with the herbs like that. So any impactions, any diverticulum, you're going to clean them out, strengthen the bowel wall, blah, 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 blah. It's in the wall. Your iris analysis is far more comfortable than having colonoscopy or an endoscopy. To me, they're minor in terms of looking and seeing, because you're already working on it. So if you found that you had maybe a polyp and they cut it off and it was cancerous, what would you do? Girl gone vegan. Dr. Moore, these are all old questions, by the way. I've already been up there, and we're actually going backwards for questions, so I apologize with that, but it's the only way. I wanted to get the up-to-date questions, anybody re-asking questions, and then I'm going to go a little backwards here. This is the POTS, but you're seeing a lot of that, you know, where you have multiple cysts, whether it's kidneys, bladders, everywhere. Well, no kidding. People have full of tumors all over the place. The lymph is backed up in people, period. And especially you. So this is really a big issue for you, Kelly, is that lymph, or even your friends. You know, you got to tell your friends just what you're doing, because you're working yourself out of this. You're done very, very well. I have to hand it to you. I would have probably lost a bet on you. You're the one girl that's really actually turned a corner I didn't think you were going to do. I had my doubts about you, trying not to have any doubts about you, but in just the way you were talking, I was amazed that you carried yourself this far, and you had done some great results. But you've got to keep digging in and keep digging in and keep digging in, because the results will keep getting more and more and better and better and more and better and better. You know, it takes a few months to even scratch the surface. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 months just to clear the smoke off of the issue. So you got to give yourself 2 or 3 months just to kind of strap yourself in. You know, of course, in 2 or 3 months, we've seen a lot of things magically go away in people, of course. But some of the people that have more involved adrenals and kidneys and lymphs, it take you a little while. But there is remedy. There is remedy, and that's the bottom line to this. There's remedy. Lone Star Solar. I have a question on hernias. I have an inguinal hernia in the groin area and am scheduled to have it repaired. Oh, Don, I'm probably way past that, my man. I was hoping, and if I remember right, I addressed this on an earlier video. Well, no matter whether you have it repaired or not, in terms of putting a mesh in there, it is never going to heal the area. You've got to really go and heal that area properly. Think about your parathyroid. Really move lymph. Get your lymph moving down your legs and your groin and your testicles. Get all this. Or if you're a female and your ovaries, da-da-da-da-da. You just want to move lymph and get these acids out of there, so you don't continue to lose connective tissue. You don't continue to lose calcium in the human body. And you just have to keep going after that. So no matter what repair job you get done by a surgeon, you know you have to fix even that. So you got to go on top of that and fix all those things, and you should be good. These screens were known to be toxic, so these meshes are hopefully new ones that are non-toxic. Lucy Rose Petal. Hi, sweetheart. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm wondering, could you reuse the herb bottles? I can't, because would you believe that it costs us more time and effort to wash them, to sterilize them, to take the labels off, and then to reuse them, than to actually buy them? Amazing. But I wish someone would go into, being a place for a center for all these bottles, because you send them through your recycle bin, because there's so much glass going to waste. So if it goes through the recycle, I've watched a lot of that, and the glass is recycled, so it won't go to waste there. I would pay the shipping to get them back to you, Doc. I've got like 15 empty bottles. I appreciate it. Look at this. I don't know if you see this or can see this. Pretty, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? Some lady made these from the bottles. She made this hanger and she melted these bottles down. Is that not cool? And beads? That is so cool. I thought that was really cool. Beautiful work. So there are ways. Beautiful card. Oh. But this is what we do. You play with them and come up with some neat artistic ways to use them and stuff. Oh, this is Scorpio. I'm going to call you Scorpio. Scorpius 662. Dr. Morse, I'm suffering with dehydration. Oh, good. We just covered that one. Well, keep working. Don't get frustrated. Get that lymph moving, working on your kidneys, work on your adrenals, really start to get that lymph moving, and rehydration will set in there. And when rehydration sets in there, you won't feel bloated, you won't feel edemic, you won't feel anything but flexibility, air, lightness. You won't even know you have a body that you're wearing. And that's the beauty of that. As you get these acids out of the body, you just won't know you have a body. You'll start working more from consciousness, from the crown chakra, if you will. And that's where I think you should start, not down below. Joy K. Oh, I like your name there. Wow, I am so excited. Oh, I'm glad you found us, dear one. I have been on the natural hygiene path. Yeah, natural hygienist. Yeah, love those guys. That's how I got started, was the natural hygiene movement. Matter of fact, there was a little fasting clinic down here, one of Shelton's fasting clinics, called the Shangri-La. That's the only place I could go and find raw food books. You couldn't just go to a store and get books on raw food eating, or you couldn't get books on Paul Twitchell. I found once I think I found the Tiger's Fang and the Key to Secret Worlds, and in a bookstore once, and I just about fell over dead. It was hard to find these kind of information back in the 60s and 70s. It's just really hard to find it anywhere. Welcome aboard for sure. Path for a long while, fasted 4 times and still no skin results. That's why I like the herbs, dear one. I think that here, learning more about your adrenals and kidney connection to that lymph system, powering up that way, you will then have your remedy. But the fact that you've been doing this raw food path cuts a lot to the chase here. So you can see that kicking it up another notch would be to your advantage, and you're going to have to, and it shows you that even raw foods isn't a complete healing in a lot of ways. I used to think it would. I used to think there's nothing you couldn't cure with fruitarianism and fasting. I'm an Arnold Ehret fan, and he felt the same way. But I've since learned in clinical work and how much chronic and genetic weaknesses we face that the botanicals are definitely our friends. You add those in the mix, and you've got the top factors of healing on the planet. Nothing gets any better than that except the God Force itself. And, of course, that's what you're working on as well. So how better can this be? The God Force. You got the God Force working for you. You got the fruits and berries and the melons working for you, the highest food sources on the planet. And you got the botanicals specifically made for the help. That's all there. It's all there. It is an unwinding road of the winding road. You have to unwind it and clean up a lot of things that got wound up wrong. Everything you say makes perfect sense to me. If you're a natural hygienist, it would. Good work. I know I got to move the lymph and have ordered your parasite lymph too, skin, kidney too, and heal. All good. Those are good formulas. Absolutely. I'm praying this will help. Don't pray, make it so. You are the representative of God here. Where else is it? God around? No. It's the only way an infinite being can be in an isolated condition is through you. It's through all the things it creates. That's the only way it can be here. This idea that this infinite being can be in time is but through you. And that's where people don't get it. And that's what Jesus tried to tell you. It's what Buddha tried to tell everybody. You're the magic key. Jesus said this over and over and over to the folk. You're the key. You are. They just didn't know what you meant. I know I got to move the lymph out of that. On one side note, I just recently started getting lots of white lines on my fingernails. People say zinc. You hear all kinds of things. If it's zinc, it's adrenals. But I hesitate to take something. Don't take anything, sweetheart. I am about 90% raw, even low fat. I started adding more fats, avocado, some nuts, because everyone has been telling me that my skin is no oils. Issue is no oils. There's fatty acids in everything you eat. Pretty much. Have a hard time buying that. Yeah, don't buy that. And love your opinion. Well, you got my opinion. You got plenty of fats in all your foods. And it's not that. It's your lymph drying up your skin. It's your lymph. It's your acids doing that. People on raw foods have beautiful skin unless they're not moving lymph. And that's just what you're waking up to, is moving your lymph system. Your skin, of course, is your third kidney. So, clean up your kidneys, get your adrenals up, get your lymph moving, clean out those bowels and everything, and you're right on down the road, sweetheart. You're going to see a whole different you. Okay. Dr. Morse, do you think urine incontinence? These are some good questions here. So I'm going to keep digging through this pile this week, and we're going to have this pile gone, and I'm pretty much caught up here. And that's what I hope for us. And once I get caught up, glory, hallelujah, I'm going to have a party. Anybody got some sense of melee out there? No, I can't go there. MUNTYNG, perfect. Dr. Morse, do you think urine incontinence and leaks are related to kidney and weak adrenal glands? Absolutely. Can be local weakness in the sphincter of the bladder. It could be the parathyroid and you're losing calcium and not being able to put it back. Absolutely. You could be getting that weakened sphincter there. So moving lymph is key, even to a parathyroid weakness where calcium utilization isn't there. Absolutely. By moving that lymph, you're taking that away, which is breaking things down or weakening things, whether it's valves, sphincters, tissue of any type, bone, muscle. But then the proper utilization of calcium allows for the proper re-strengthening of that connective tissue and those tissues, which would be appropriate for this kind of problem. So I would hit up on that. Also, I would also consider the pituitary in that event. Take a look at your case and see if you have insomnia, which would be pineal gland. See if you have parathyroid, other calcium-related issues. See if there's a thyroid. See if you're female. See if you have irregular menses. All those things there would take us up to the pituitary gland, and there is a part of that pituitary gland that does control urination, and that can make you incontinent from that. So if you feel that could be involved, then you would want to take a pituitary glandular or get into the endocrine gland formula. But move lymph out of the head. Get upper brain, upper circ, brain and nerve if you want, but move lymph out of the head, clean up the bowels. Going back to the same thing, you're just reaching up in all parts of the body where it's impactive to urination. So it's going to be pituitary brain, it's going to be parathyroid, and of course cleaning up urinary tract tissue to begin with, the lymph system anyway, and you got it. The broken record that I am. 34-year-old female, and I can't hold myself when, well, you wanted